initiates, hide your baby mothers.
No, when I get nervous, I tell the truth. Thank you very much. You used to say there's a sippy cup for Blue. But Blue's grown up now. She doesn't take sippy cup, and she has her own Grammys. Now, I tell the truth.
Nah, so but here goes Nicki Minaj's chart. What stands out prominent to y'all? Like,
Well,
is this a chart for an artist or is this a chart for an artist? Y'all let me know. Like,
well,
Yeah.
well, first, yeah, like a chart for an artist, right? So, like, one you see. Hold on, I'm tripping. I thought she no, that was not it. All right, but anyway, though, right? So look in the 10th house, right? If you see Nicki, she got a big talent and she has dived up, right? But nah, fuck that. I'm talking shit. But it's really that 11th house because her connections and also what she got herself into, meeting the right people, right? Think about the record label she signed to when she first came on.
Young Money,
MCMB, right? Young Money, Cash Money, Baby. And that's what really got her going, you know, giving her like a stampede in the yard. Like, who she was with Lil Wayne. Who was all us in that group? Tyga. You got motherfucking
Gutter.
Exactly.
Lil Twist, Lil Chucky.
So like
Drake.
Drake. So she came in with a stampede of like artists with her. So she wasn't just alone in her musical pursuit.
She was the only woman
Exactly.
in the game.
what in her chart signifies that she might be a woman over a boy?
Man, that Scorpio energy.
Virgo.
Yeah. I think that's the only thing that's interesting about her chart. Because looking at her chart, it seemed like she came here to be an entertainer and to not be loved by people. Like she welcomes negativity. You know what I mean? She don't want everybody to love her. You know, because I mean, how would that sell? You know what I mean? Like, how was that interesting? Everybody love you. You know, and it's interesting the energy that's in Sagittarius with the conjunction of Venus, Neptune, and Mercury. That shit is crazy. Like
all her houses, not all her houses, all her planets are focused in like career aspects. How long has Nicki been rapping for? How long she's been doing music and art? She's about 46.
No, man, she was born in '82. She ain't. Come on, man. Man, she like 22. Yeah, 42. You said she's 46 is crazy. That's you a wild boy. She was fucking with the art. She was fucking with the video until you said that. She hit us with canceled us that fast. No, but go ahead though.
And then you see all the vacancies in all these other houses. You know what I mean? The house of self, the house of resources, the house of communication. It's almost like, I know I already said it, but it's almost like she literally only came here to do what she's doing.
Yeah, she did not come here to wash dishes. I'll tell you. That.
She didn't come here to be friends with nobody. She didn't come here to, you know what I mean, for some spiritual alchemy. Like, she really just came here to almost just be a fucking troll, man.
Yeah, she gang. She gang.
But listen though, she had a brother that was went to jail for some sexual thing, right? And the energy that ruled brothers is Gemini, but she also got Chiron in her 4th house, the house of wounds. So I know, like, growing up, she grew up in either Queens, right? She grew up in Queens. So she didn't see shit growing up. she didn't see nothing growing up that said, "Yeah, this is what I want."
Yeah.
Like her brother on bullshit. She probably seen her mom and dad on bullshit, but
Her
she
parents were
had
immigrants.
talent, bro. She had North Node and Gemini. This is that Tupac energy, that Biggie energy in her fifth house. She have a severe talent of wordplay. And then when she grew up to be an adult, like you need to really study your chart. Because if you a motherfucker that got a chart that look like this and you washing dishes, you have severely made the wrong choice in life somewhere along the way. And I'm not saying that washing dishes is bad because you gotta wash dishes, but that's the highlight of y'all motherfucking day sometimes.
Yeah, you don't get the smack battle rap league with its notoriety and everybody wanting to
Smack!
battle rap. You don't get that without Nicki Minaj. You don't get Waka Flocka without Nicki Minaj. Now Waka was brought on by his moms, but his moms blew up off of Nicki Minaj. So the only reason people know Waka's mom or even Waka is because of Nicki, and the only reason people know Smack URL is because of Nicki. She was the only female doing battle rap with a bunch of dudes, and she went through every borough, and the rest is history.
Let's look at this chart though, man, because motherfuckers is tweaking off this astrology.
Look at
Astrology ain't real. Astrology ain't real, bitch. She got Jupiter conjunct her fucking midhaven, conjunct her part of fortune. Your midhaven is where you're supposed to be in life. Jupiter is your planet of expansion. In your 10th house in Scorpio. Her name is Nicki Minaj. Minaj, the last time I thought Minaj was a sexual act. Scorpio, what rules Scorpio? The sexual organs. How you gonna have a Minaj without sexual organs? But she got the sun in the 10th house. How she expressed herself. She is awakened to her sexual energy. So it's like she is so at home with sexual energy, bro. Like and then to say sexual energy, yeah, it's in my 10th house. So you got this sexual energy and you need to make money off of it. Look at your Scorpio placements if you're a woman. What house is
What house is your Scorpio in? Was going to say.
Yeah. Also, speaking of that house of Scorpio, she had Uranus in there. So, like, Uranus helps us realize the awaken us to our power, right? Mm-hmm. So you gotta think about, and it's also like a misconception of newer things, like things that people are not used to. So her realizing that about her energy, she stepped into it and was a rebel about it. Like we said earlier, besides Lil Kim, who's coming out in that type of clothing, that type of energy, she was one of those people after her who embodies that. So you got to think about how most planets in your chart activate for you.
Mm-hmm.
Here, hold up. I'm going to share something about it.
Yeah, and I mean to add to it too is like with the Venus, Neptune, and Mercury, all in the first decan in Sagittarius in the 11th house is like whatever message she has, is gonna reach its audience, and she's gonna be in a place, where like she literally came in a game where she didn't have no rival. You know what I mean? Because it was nobody like her. You know what I mean? She was rapping, singing, and then just like putting on an act. You know what I mean? Like her performance was really just like a show, from the facial expressions, the changing of the voice, and all of that.
She's a theater kid.
And she was a theater kid. She went to a performance art school in New York City.
I'm trying to get it pulled back up.
So I'm gonna just, because when you said sincere, I was actually looking up sincere. I didn't even know you was going to say sincerity.
Hmm.
When you do any of this spiritual work, any of this altar work, and you might read a book and it's like you need 4 green candles, but you got $2 in your pocket and you was going to get a double cheeseburger and you can't afford green candles, you can still do powerful spell work. You can do powerful witchcraft. And I'm going to give you the secret sauce. Sincerity. What is sincerity? Pure, unmixed, unadulterated. Unadulterated just means unmixed, free from pretense or falsehood. Like the coldest thing you can do spiritually is submit. When you have anger, or you have arrogance, or you have ego, and you start doing altar work, you start, I'm about to X this bitch. I'm about to, and then you might manifest something with your altar, and now you can't nobody tell you shit. Like,
Hmm.
you are no longer sincere, and
Hmm.
mighty will fall. So to be clean, to be pure, you can't be a master and be sincere. You can't be a guru and be sincere. These titles are implicit to a lack of sincerity. So when we talk about sincerity and altar work, don't think you need this, that, a different altar over here, a different altar for that, this, that, and the third. If you got it, go crazy. I'm talking about, because when I came into this shit, I had $2 in my pocket, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. Sometimes I ain't even have that. But I was making it happen with pens, pads, backing off, not coming, using that sexual energy to get a fucking more than $2. You feel me? So work with what you got. Sincerity is going to be your number one weapon in all spiritual working.
Hmm.
And don't forget to cook. Like,
What do you mean by that?
like giving offerings, like using food. That's like just like a key code, especially on times where you know, like
100%.
you just throwing food out. You can always like microwave it, get it back right, like how you get it right for yourself, and just offer it. I remember when I was giving up certain foods, or like I didn't want to eat something, but I just remember like, oh man, I can give this to my altar and actually like be for real about it. Because I know I didn't need it. I had this extra food because someone else needed it.
Today, a little freestyle.
Hey, AD, because I know you the king of portable altars. Would you answer this question that's by Aluk Numite, who says, do people make outdoor altars in secluded places? Would you have an answer for that?
Yes, a lot of people have, and you can make your own too. But the best way to do it, because sometimes it's hard to find like a terrain that's going to cover the altar or the things that you want to put there. So you can use a tree stump. You can go to a certain type of hill. You can go to a mound. You can go to a certain area in the park, like a cemetery. So there's a lot of places you can choose and find. It's about what's feeling right to you, and I'll say make sure it's a place where you can take your shoes off and your socks.
People doing all types of weird shit. I'll be like, I wonder what went on here. something
And
happened around this motherfucker. It's a baby doll. It's
a
crayon.
baseball.
It's a baseball bat. It's a goddamn beef tongue. You like, what the hell happened over here? Nails in it. You like, oh, type of shit going on.
That nigga just say beef tongue. He didn't say beef.
Yeah. Cow tongue. Listen, that's the number one ritual. That I bet you that ritual is done more than any ritual known to man.
The
Putting
beef
the
tongue
nail,
ritual.
cow tongue. I'm telling you, big bro. No, but what you got to say about altar serpent? You fuck with them, or you don't think they're important?
I think altars are extremely important. I think they're essential to any idea of cultivating spiritual development. Excuse me, I am also doing double duty at work. Pardon me. But yeah, when it comes to any level of spiritual development or an individual trying to cultivate their own spiritual development, you have to create a sense of camaraderie and connection with your ancestors, and the best way to do that is through altar work. And I know I found for me that whenever I just need space or whenever I just need to go somewhere because I might be dealing with a particular thing, whatever it may be, if I'm stuck on something, if I don't know what decision to make, or if I don't know what to do for a particular moment, I know time spent at my altar is going to alleviate that. So, excuse me.
Message.
Niggers.
Like whenever I am in a tough spot, my altar is always the answer. Whenever I need to make a big decision and I'm wallowing from one side to the other, my altar is the answer. Whenever I set a goal and I want to plant a seed for something I want to work to, my altar is the answer. So, as far as I'm concerned, there is no spiritual work, there is no cultivating spiritual development without an altar.
Peace to the tribe. Welcome tonight. Thank you for joining us. I hope everyone's having a good night. We are here again, the Initiates, here with a nice, cool, breezy episode, showing y'all what's up tonight, having a smooth little talk. Join the conversation initiative. If you got any questions, please comment them below. I'm gonna have the hosts introduce themselves because they some handsome black men. So say hello, gentlemen.
Yes, man. Y'all know me, man. Kyrie, also known as the Hood Mystic. Here are my guys, the Initiates. About to have a spiritual conversation. We got some topics we want to discuss, but we also want to know what you want to discuss. So feel free to ask questions in the comments, and if we can answer, we will sure answer it. Because along this spiritual journey, the beautiful thing about it is that sometimes you have questions, and the best thing is that we got answers. So tune in and tap in. Intuitive, spiritual conversation. We probably the best, not probably, guaranteed the best spiritual panel on the internet. So take heed and tap in, and let's get into it. Serpent, you there? I don't know. Serpent might be on the doing what he do at this particular point. Are he there?
Sacred Dark Serpent, Sacred Serpent on Instagram. Yes, I am very grateful for the space and time that the brothers have provided for us, and for you guys to come out. It would be dope to interact with you all. We hard at work here. You know, we building something strong for this collective, and there is no question to the intent of the brothers on this panel and the brothers within this organization. And you know, I'm really happy that we keep being allowed this opportunity to present new and exciting information to the people. And I'm ready to get it. Let's get it, fellas.
Let's get it. Chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side, type shit, man. What's going on? AD, we need some beats for the ambiance, man.
I got you, man. You know, beats we be having feeling. We classical, man. You know what I'm saying? We can get funky with it, but
you know, so it don't gotta be too major. You know, nothing that is gonna take away for the conversation. Just a little smooth vibes. You feel me?
No, kids. So, what we want to introduce to you guys is something we've been working on. Something we got some creative talent in our group, and we just want to talk about what we presented because they've been low key showing out, and you already know who I'm talking about. First is the Initiates. This is our Substack. Please join us. Go ahead, sign up, join, and read our Substack. If you don't want to hear us talk all the time, we made a place where you can read, jump in. So this is what we're getting into tonight. We talking about John Dee. And also want to give a big shout out to Racine Maurice, you know what I'm saying? White Serpent, you know what I'm saying, man? He went hard on this article. So show him some love for that. Doing his research. And what we got here tonight, man, is just something epic. So I'm gonna show y'all John Dee. This Mr. John. And before we just even get started on Mr. John Dee, what's y'all thoughts on John Dee? Y'all like what y'all heard about him? How y'all feel about his impact? Just let me know what y'all thinking of. Because John Dee,
You're talking about the father of espionage / mysticism right there. Like he's like the first well-known purported sorcerer that was in the media. Like they literally created a whole genre of film based on some of the things that he used to do for Queen Elizabeth I. And I just think it's fascinating that, you know, even the royal family, who clearly has it all and probably has all the money in the world, decided to use a sorcerer, you know, on the side. And he was like the Queen's personal sorcerer. Like he ain't worked for nobody else indiscriminately the way he worked for her. So I think it's fascinating the type of person that he is, and just the kind of magic that came from him or that he was reported with being a part of. I think it's fantastic that we actually have an opportunity to, you know, learn about somebody like this dude. Like I think he's fascinating.
yeah, I think that's awesome. And also, I think what you guys should also be waiting and watching out, looking out for is the series of the Occult 7, and that's where we and gentlemen are studying, bringing out cult teachers, people who made impacts, people who did a lot of things about the science and this magic. And I feel like introducing them is going to be a heavy category. And like Serpent, like when you think about the Occult 7, that's just something like you just like boom, just thought about, you got to download on, or like what was his idea stemming from? Because oh shit, is he? I see him.
It's the idea of the occult psychology book I've been working on, and something told me like, you know, just because we are privy to this information because we did the study and we've been in it for a while, it doesn't mean that everybody else is, you know. So like when I thought about the occult 7, it was just like, you know, 7 is a divine number, and there are a huge plethora of individuals that are responsible for bringing this kind of information to the forefront. And when you started doing your thing on John Dee, that prompted me to put John Dee up, and we had already been working on Pascal Beverly Randolph, and you know, all of those things just made me feel like, all right, why not just put together an occult 7, and I'm gonna put it out for free. And you know, the initial Substack won't go paid until all of these are out freely, and that's just because I wanted the people to understand like this is not a money grab. You know, this is just, you know, a person that should be paid for their time. Like I'm not looking for anything special. I'm not trying to blow up off of a publication of writing, even though this is what I do. But the occult 7 came from me just wanting to use that divine number and just wanting to put the information back out there to the masses, because I don't think this stuff is readily available for everyone, or at least not in the mainstream, at least.
Yeah, they got to tap into the Substack. Link is in the description. We need 10 subscribers. It ain't going to cost nothing for you to subscribe. Be grandfathered in, because there's already a plethora of information already. And, you know, just, I'm sure Racine, that's mainly like we're going to be adding to it. I got my own Substack, but it's all one big family, you know. But this Substack is going to be basically an encyclopedia of occult information, right? And right now you can just join for free. And the way that it's written is very concise, it's very powerful, and it'll make you think. And it's a lot of thought-provoking stuff. And in this world, bro, you're not going to really find it, because the internet is just taking shit away from, like, it's hard, you know. The things that I know the things that Racine know is because we old school veterans in this spiritual shit, bro. You know, we've been here for a while, so we know a lot. But the Substack is just an opportunity to share and spread that information. So make sure y'all click that goddamn link in the description, please, and thank you. Join the Substack, the Initiate Substack, and start your own damn Substack because we all should be writing. We should be documenting our magic because other than that, you living out somebody else's magic. Think about that. But back to John Dee, I think if y'all want a good show that like really breaks down John Dee, it's a show called Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. That's the show right there. And I just wanted to put that out there because in that show, they is actually doing magic like geomancy. And then when you think about this country, it's geomancy, like magic of the land. And that's what we under. Another book, Ross Ben, Know Your Mound. Like these is all books that people should be having. John Dee, The Empire of the Angels, because this country is a government, but the government got shit on lock. But when was the last time the government knocked on your door and said, "Hi, we the government"? Probably never. You know how they got this shit on lock? Because they doing high level Enochian, beyond Enochian magic on your ass. And the reality is you can get out the matrix. You don't have to adjust your life in a great way. You can just live high vibrationally and talk to the same fucking angels that John Dee talked to, because the reality is the levels of consciousness is the only difference between you and anybody else doing high level magic. So, you know, John Dee, he one of the ones. So, you know, we can talk about him for hours for real, but that's just what I wanted to throw out there in reference to him.
Much appreciated, because just understanding most of these gentlemen's impact, especially John Dee's, just the creation of Enochian magic and just the squiring he did. Like when we think about Enochian magic, or just magic period, because the way John Dee and him and Edward Kelly was working together, they was doing squiring, and that's like looking into the crystal globe or having a mirror, right, to channel messages, intel. And you gotta think about it, right? Like Elizabeth, the Queen had him in her like on the team. You think like people not doing that today? Like history is a repeat of everything. So you studying the past, you're gonna learn something about today. And it's magnificent. I just want to also just say shout out to the Substack, man. There's gonna be some great things coming, because the Occult 7, like that's just a powerful name. Like Sacred is on some channel and shit right there with that name, the Occult 7. Then you just have the number 7 period. So I think it's just time for like everybody just do their research, because a medium and a squire, you know what I'm saying, like having two people come together as one, Dee jotting, Edward channeling, because they is this understanding the numbers and how they saw numbers and letters connecting, and they use astrology for this. So it's just like paying attention to your birth chart is the biggest key into this magic for your life, because it was times that Elizabeth would have Dee look into her chart and do some astrology to figure out like, hey man, what's gonna happen with this? Like, how we gonna? I think it was a whole tack gonna happen on the Queen. He told her hold off because it's gonna be a whole storm. The storm gonna slow him down. You ain't gotta worry. As the storm came, So if you really want to understand some of the things he squired for the Queen, get John Dee and the Empire of Angels, because that's the book we used to even get half this article done. Another book is Enochian Vision Magic by Lon Milo Duquette. And if you want to learn how to get into the practices, that's it right there, because they use these mathematics to do it. So they understood the recipe and took it. But and as we talk about like the Substack and astrology, right? We got something we want to have you guys check out. We gonna talk about, because what's the crazy sides to this astrology and stuff, right? Like that, or the apocalypse, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I think sometimes people get far fetched with stuff, but I'm gonna just let the video talk, and then we gonna rap about it. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to add it right. Yeah.
Tonight, we've learned that the suspect in this week's suicide was an online astrology influencer. Here's a look at her, who posted about the solar eclipse being the apocalypse. Fox 11's Gina Silva. She's live with developing new information on this case tonight. Gina?
Marla, this case has been so shocking from beginning to end, and now we're learning about a new disturbing layer to this tragedy.
A lot of our foundations as a society are toxic. They're ungrounded and they're unrealistic.
LAPD confirms Danielle Johnson, aka Danielle Ayoka, seen here on the Scotty and Sylvia show, was an astrology influencer on social media who was concerned about the eclipse.
Eclipses, there's more births, there's more deaths.
Leading up to the eclipse on Monday, Danielle, who went by the handle Mystic X Lipstick, made several alarming posts like these. Wake up, the apocalypse is here. And the eclipse is the epitome of spiritual warfare. She also reposted alerts that signaled this is the final warning. Something big is coming.
This type of story is probably one of the most tragic and horrifying stories that we'll ever hear about.
Like the rest of us, clinical psychologist Dr. David Swanson, who never treated Danielle, is trying to make sense of this horrific tragedy. Just hours before the eclipse was to take place over California, Danielle stabbed her boyfriend to death in Woodland Hills, pushed her kids out of a moving car on the 405 freeway in the Westchester area, which resulted in the death of her 8-month-old baby and the injury of her 9-year-old daughter. Then Danielle died after crashing her Porsche into a tree in Redondo Beach.
Perhaps she thought that this eclipse meant that it was the end of the world. The apocalypse was here, especially because of some of the statements that she made.
There were plenty of similar posts and videos on social media predicting all kinds of disasters and the end of the world.
Gentlemen, chat. Ask the questions. Give me hip, y'all. What's y'all mind and thoughts on this? Like, give me hip, y'all. Like, what's the word?
She said something about the apocalypse, and it's like it's real fucked up that people will never mind on the music, AD. It's all good. I don't even know, that shit's giving me the mall in the fucking country. Nah, she said words like apocalypse, right? But if you look up the etymology of apocalypse, it's just revelation or disclosure. When you look up the etymology of revelation, it just means disclosure of information or knowledge to man by a divine or supernatural agency. So apocalypse doesn't indicate the end of the world. Revelation doesn't indicate the end of the world. The verbiage that people are using, if it's biblical, we was talking about this before we started this video, but if you use verbiage that's biblical, you got to at least break down the Greek, the Aramaic, or the Hebrew. preferably the Hebrew, right? Because that's the original writing. The original writing is like original context, original understanding, meaning that we live in a society where it's original context and original understanding that 100 years from now, that context and understanding is going to be gone, and people are going to be like, what the fuck were they talking about? What were they doing when they were calling girls bad bitches? What does that even mean? But we wouldn't be so triggered or jarred by it because we might view it as a term of endearment. But if you don't understand the context of why or what or how, then 100 years removed from the culture, you're not even going to understand the verbiage. So when people use these words, and I want the family, the tribe, the collective to be clear, apocalypse. If you look up the etymology, nothing about the apocalypse means the end of the world. Nothing about the apocalypse means in an eclipse. An eclipse happens 2 to 3 times every year, and the shadow of the moon is what you're seeing. You're not seeing the actual moon because the sun is just a whole bunch of different things that if you're not educated on, and then people get online. Like I said, we talk about astrology on this channel for years. Never once is it ever doom and gloom. Like, even deeper, the light that we see from the stars is probably 100 years, take 100 years for us to receive that light. Meaning we're looking at everything from the past because light takes time to travel. So all of these different things is happening the way that we know that eclipses are going to happen because they already happen. Like, that's how crazy this universe is, and we're just trying to understand it. That's an apocalypse, a revelation. What's a revelation? A revelation is new information, revealing of new information. So just basic simple things that we should be able to have a understanding about before we are like on the internet acting like we know what we talking about and utilizing the spiritual modality for doom and gloom and fear, when this is the shit, this is the medicine, this is the stuff that's going to save your life. Like, period, point blank. We don't got to bring that fear into this shit. And it's sad, bro. It's one of the saddest stories that I ever heard, and so avoidable if people did basic etymology study. Like, it's just crazy to me. But that's just me where I'm at with it right now.
And plus, once you get the book John Dee and the Empire Angels, you don't be on no shit when you used to watch Bobby Hemming videos and never write down the book that he gave. Don't be on that type of time, because if you really care about your spirituality and your mindset and to get rid of fear, understanding and studying is the key. Because in John Dee, he was trying to bring the world back to Eden, bring the apocalypse, and he was trying to bring man back to their divine state before the garden. You know, when they was in Garden Eden, they want to go back to that mind state, to that place of consciousness before. And even in, if you don't want to think about it in biblical terms, think about the golden age. Understanding the golden age, right? We was doing good things in the golden age until we have all these other ages. So people want to go back to that mindset, that state of consciousness. And if you understand that and how, and understand the modalities of consciousness, you'll understand how you can get in contact with certain entities and certain spirits, or even just better yourself. But if you want to dive into the Enochian magic, you have to first transform yourself, because the alchemy was changing yourself, the spiritual work, the magnus opus, right? But if you want to be like, so like, let's say you want to understand the story deeper, if you want to be like Edward Kelly, because he ends up getting arrested, right? For for implying to motherfuckers that he was gonna make gold. Since he didn't make that goal, he got locked up for it. So when we have to think about the deep understandings of things and see how, because even if a lot of people interview Jason Love and ask, could they, really make gold out there? Is that the key to like that somebody has his formula? So I suggest you research and check it out because just the etymology of words, it just goes into the magic, right? Because what's spelling called? I mean, what's the words of definition called? Spelling. Spell. So I'm gonna go ahead and type that in.
Did y'all just show the clip of old girl?
Yeah, we showed that first.
All right. I'm sorry. I had to,
You good, big dog.
I guess the first thing that really comes to my mind about that is one thing I think that we lose touch of when we're doing all of this work or trying to find out all of these new and different ideas and understand them is new information, or rather just regular information doesn't always hit everybody the same. And I think sometimes we get to a point where we just assume people are okay. You know, like the idea of fear mongering and trying to scare people about some so-called apocalypse or Armageddon or whatever, like those things, like they don't hit everybody the same. And while some of us might be strong enough mentally and have a particular level of discernment in order to be able to look at those things and not be readily affected by it immediately, um, we we know for a fact that everybody is not the same. You know, plenty of people hear something that is from out of left field and they are ready to jump out the window off of that, right? I think there's certain there needs to be a certain level of dissemination of this information in order for it to reach the people necessary within the light that it should be read in. Like you can't just give people doom and gloom and expect people to be okay, and then you can't just readily expect people to not want to look for truth, want to search for truth. And some people don't look for it. Some people just are readily and willing to accept whatever. I just think it's unfortunate that that young lady's mind wasn't prepared for what it is that she was dealing with, and she never got the help that she probably needed. Like, I just think that's unfortunate.
Yeah, in this community, it ain't about who has the most sound information that's applicable. It's about who has, for one, who is the most fantastical, who has the biggest crystals around their neck, or who you resonate with, right? And all of that is bullshit because in no other area of life would you deal with practical things, and spirituality is very practical, right? It's extremely practical. It's not nuanced. It's not based on what you feel, what you think. It's based upon knowledge and experience. And spirituality is what brought us out of the fucking caves, nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like it created a society and civilization and machines and all of these particular things that this shit wasn't here. you know, it wasn't here for a long period of time, and then boom, we got New York City. And if you ever been in New York City, you can't tell me that God don't exist. Like God is a machine, bro. Like you can only feel it. Like it's a feeling in New York City where you just like you surrounded by human beings that did something in this world, and how, what, like all of these particular questions is reduced to the power of God. And when you talk about the spirituality that's on Twitter or on Instagram, these motherfuckers ain't building shit. They talking a bunch of nonsense, gobbledygook, and it's not applicable. It's not real. It's words. Bitches look halfway decent, and it's very destructive, right? Because what spirituality could be is your gateway to living a good life, right? Healing the wounds that you suffered from, not even with your mom and dad, but from past lives. Like you could really get in this bitch and do the work and heal and transform and show up as a motherfucking divine being. But it's like the way that this shit is set up, motherfuckers would be like, yeah, I don't really resonate with you. You this, you that. But it's like if you read these articles on the Substack, like not the John Dee one, but you had did another one where you was talking about the conscious community, and you had like these like points about that shit. Like
Bobby
niggas,
Hemmett. Yeah,
yeah,
I put a Bobby Hemmett one out, and at the end of the Bobby Hemmett one, I go right into what you're talking about, big bro.
yeah, like niggas need to read that. You feel me? And a bitch would be like, "Well, I don't really resonate with Serpent. He smokes cigarettes." Yeah, that don't got nothing to do with the conscious information that's being put out, right? You can't be in this space talking about, I'm just trying to find the right guru that's going, make my clitoris jump. Like we need to be beyond and above this bullshit, bro. I'm dead ass, bro. I'm laugh. I mean, you gotta be like
That shit
sugar
is
with the salt.
hilarious. But you dead ass right though. You dead ass right though. You dead ass
Like we
right
gotta
though.
really get into the science of it, because scroll down to the bottom, AD, like towards the bottom where you get into like the conscious community. But this is a free article on the Substack. All you gotta do is click the link and join. You don't have to pay nothing. Just keep scrolling down. Like you're not gonna get this information nowhere else on the internet. So that Google is fried. Just so you know, you're not about to find shit on Google. This nigga, you can keep scrolling down. It's a robust article. So hold on, go up. We pass it a little bit.
Right there, right there. That's where it starts. He right. That's where it starts. It starts right under the last Bobby Hemmett picture that says, "Gotta value anyone who teaches you the game inside instead of running it
Okay.
on you." Right there.
Right. Dissemination of inaccurate information within the conscious community, coupled with new age of holistic information and the dynamics of its retention and sharing, presents a complex landscape of knowledge exchange that influence spiritual and personal growth. This essay explores the phenomena, explaining the roots and implications of misinformation within the conscious community. This will have you out here fucking niggas getting scammed out of your money in the name of spirituality. Because I was watching this video earlier, I was telling them about it, and like if you buy into something, you more or less gonna buy into a scam, right? Because the scam, people love the scam, right? So the people is going to invest in the scam, and the nigga that really need the money from the investors, he not flamboyant enough. He don't got, the pizzazz. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't rent the Lamborghini
He
to
ain't got the
show off.
charisma. He ain't got the charisma.
Nah, he ain't sexy. He ain't got bad bitches with him. He didn't know how to play the game, so he didn't get the funding. The scam artist got the $400 million check and went to the Bahamas with it, right? And no business. And this is real life. People are afraid of scams so bad that they only deal with scams. So when we talk about misinformation, it's pretty much easy. And so to challenge yourself, you got to kind of be bored. You got to kind of like be painstaking with this shit. You got to act like you in college when you trying to know self. Like you got to act like your soul is your professor, right? And this motherfucker will fail you if you fuck with this nigga just because he look good, or you fuck with this girl just because she looked the part. but she treating you like shit. And in all of these different ways that you fuck up, it's like the misinformation, bro. And it's mainly from the conscious community, which is good and bad, because if it's not for the conscious community, we don't know what our potential is. But within the conscious community, it's scam artists. And scam artists gonna lead you to destruction. The worst thing about a spiritual scam artist is that he's gonna separate you from your soul. Right? And that's just the worst part about it. So I'll be against these niggas, but at the same time, it's like a thin line between this shit. The conscious community, broadly defined, encompasses and go down a little bit more. You have like these 4 points I just want to touch on. Yeah, the causes of misinformation. Go down. It's like one, two, three, four. The lack of scholarly rigor. Niggas is not studying for real. They act like they don't need to read the books. Economic motivations. People is in the spiritual community based upon it's people right now that's only spiritual because it's able for them to make money. If it wasn't making money, they'll be working at Costco's, echo chambers. You only gonna hear shit that sound fucking good. They only gonna tell you shit. Oh, girl, your ass don't stink when you boo boo. I know, girl. This is all of this particular shit. And for real, you need to be challenged every day when it comes to spiritual development.
No cap.
You need to really be challenged because if you don't know shit, the only thing that's gonna make you better is learning shit. Misinterpretation and syncretism. The conscious community often engages in syncretism, the attempt to reconcile or merge disparate beliefs and practices. That's that cognitive dissonance. So that goes back with not being wanting to learn new information. And then, since you don't want to learn new information, anything that's contradictory to what you already know, you going to either say fuck it or be like whatever. Like when I be talking about like food or whatever, we was talking about that earlier. Niggas would be like, shit, I be hearing you, but I don't give a fuck about that because I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And I ain't mad because when I was in my 20s or I was just in my lower state, I would hear the right information. I would be selling weed and I would be selling a lot of weed. And my OG said, man, you would make a whole lot of money if you stop smoking weed. I say, man, get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna
Listen to
smoke
this shit.
my I'm gonna smoke my weed and sell it. I'm a dumbass for real. I should have listened to him, but I didn't. Right. And so when I see it on the reverse, I'm not even mad. You know what I'm saying? We know what we should do. I know everybody know what they should do. I'm not the nigga that's going to stick my foot in your ass and make you do it because you got a soul that you got to answer to at the end of the day. That nigga is going to kick your ass. And so if you into these conscious communities and you listening to people, I'm telling you, you fucking up real bad. It's not no bitch. It's not no nigga that's going to know you more than your soul. And you know what the fuck you need to do. But if you not doing it, you acting like these niggas, your spirit team is not there holding you accountable. And they for sure are. They for sure are. And they'll have you looking crazy on the fucking evening news in jail. These conscious niggas is in jail, bro. And it's all in the line, bro, of Nature Boy and Rashad Jamal. And it's like they didn't do nothing. The wicked system.
White.
Polite. All I'm saying is if it's not the wicked system, it's karma. And if niggas don't even understand Saturn, they don't understand the 8 year, then they willingly going up under the guillotine. And trust me, if you in this spiritual community and you scamming people, it's only a matter of time. It's nothing wrong with charging people and making money and being fair. But you in the spiritual community trying to get rich off the people, you going to cross the guillotine.
All the time is undefeated, my nigga.
Saturn, nigga, you going up against Saturn? The money is never that good.
Never.
You gotta get to a level of inner peace, man. Cause it's deep out here. This is deep shit, bro. This is deep shit. This is demonic, evils, spiritual shit. And if people just be acting like it's an outlier, they sadly mistaken. Because it's motherfuckers, tell me if it's true or not. If you've been talking to people online spiritually, they just up and vanish and you never hear from these motherfuckers again. If that ever happened to you. It's a motherfucker. Just think about a motherfucker that you've been chopping it up with 2-3 years ago and just try to figure out where the fuck they at now.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
Just think about it, Rod. All the motherfuckers that we done talked to that just fucking been on some weird ass shit, bro.
Poof, and moose. They were just, they were here one day and they was gone the next, bro.
Like weird. And it don't gotta be like that because shit. A simple, hey, how you doing? It ain't never hurt nobody, but motherfuckers don't check in, motherfuckers disappear because people think that this spiritual shit is going to be a walk in the park. It's about finding a person that you resonate with. And when you get into these particular situations, these niggas is lying to you.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I can't even say Panic. Like that shit is crazy. Panic is 50 years old. The nigga ain't 80.
That nigga didn't die from life. Like,
natural causes.
That wasn't nah, son. Like, nah, you
shit
right.
Weird.
You dead right. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Because the only thing I was going to say that was sticking to my mind while you was talking was that was the entire purpose, so-called, as to why the conscious community was formed anyway. It was about the misinformation that was being disseminated from the European, right? So then they create this shit called the conscious community, and they doing the same fucking thing that the European was doing. Weird, bro. But all
the
I
men
know
who
is
stare who stare at goats.
Yeah, and you know, the first person to get me in this game was Bobby Hemmett, and it's crazy that we got the Panic already because everybody questioned what went on between Bobby Hemmett and Brother Panic, and now look at Brother Panic.
Yeah, we was all like, that's kind of suspicious, right? And then all of a sudden, like the karma of it, bro, the karma too real. I swear the karma was too real, bro, because
this is from the same community that told niggas that karma is only real if you believe in it. Well,
yeah, I don't gotta believe it or not. I could bear witness to it.
Well,
I could look at it with my own fucking eyes. I got eyes to see. I got eyes to see, nigga. I don't gotta believe in karma, nigga. These niggas is not on the earth. These niggas is not free, nigga. These niggas is locked the fuck up.
Those
and dead,
nigga.
These niggas acting like they gangsters, nigga. When they say you a gangster, you either dead or in jail. No, if you in a conscious community, nigga, you either dead or in jail. Nigga, what the fuck? I would never, bro. These niggas have large, booming communities. Every time they go live, 100,000 views, right? The biggest you ever would a Panic live, he get paid every minute his Cash App is going off. These niggas making big money in the conscious community, and all they doing is regurgitating the same shit they've been saying for the past however many years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And nobody is calling them on that shit. And we can see it, and we like, well, I ain't gonna be no hater. He getting his money, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, I'm not dying at 50, nigga. What the fuck? That don't even make sense.
That doesn't even.
I still got 40 strong ones left.
That is half of the button, bro. That's not even like.
No, bro, no.
Not when you got ancestors that lived to 200 years old, bro. Like that don't make no sense, bro. Like you left at 50.
That 50 is crazy. You know, I mean, it's real, bro. I feel like it's so real and I don't like. I feel like people take a thin line between monetization, which is cool. You got to feed your family, then lying to people and knowing you don't have nothing to offer to people, but except you got the clout and you taking advantage of the clout. It's people with fucking teams that say, I know how to get you to get this. I know how to get you to get that, and put you in a position. You got that position, but you don't got nothing to offer to people. You just got the tech savvy motherfuckers that can get you into the algorithm, get you on Google, weird shit like that, have ads. You attracting people. You know how to attract the people. But what you gonna give them? I'm gonna tell you one thing. You can't give a nigga nothing, right? You could never heal a nigga. That's the truth, right? That's the truth.
And that's the saddest part. That's the saddest part.
You can't heal nobody.
They don't want to hear that, bro. They don't want to hear that because they're ready to spend their bread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like niggas already to spend $2,500 to go on a panic retreat. You know what I'm saying? Niggas already spent $3,000 to go out with red pill and blue pill, bro. Like niggas did all of that already, bro. And we still talking about the same shit. We just dressed it up like a new shiny pig. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing different, bro. Like show me where's the evolution within the information from Delbert Blair, Bobby Hemmett, and all of them that came before them up until now. Show me where's the evolution of thought.
It is none, bro.
You ain't gonna be able to find it. But yet, because cognitive dissonance and confirmation bias, because these niggas is popular, right? They gotta be it, right? That would make me a fan of Drake, my nigga. Like, fuck out of here. Like,
you know, there's no like the originality of it is gone. You know, the heart to want to help your people is gone, and the survival mode of trying to have more than I actually deserve is really what's in, you know. So at this point, we live in a world where don't nobody give a fuck about you, and you can feel it when you walk outside. You can feel it with your family. You can feel it with your friends. And because this reality is real, you're going to try to latch onto something outside of yourself. That's a big motherfucking mistake. I don't care if it's your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your healer. I got a reading from a fat bitch. I don't care, bro. I don't care. A guru who was sexy. He had a goatee. He was smart. It's nothing outside of you that's going to save you, even if it's spiritual. You must save yourself. That's why I don't give a fuck. I will cuss because a bitch will actually, if I gave you the spiritual miracle, I would have a lot of weird motherfuckers acting like, "Oh, hood, I love your content," and not wanting to do the work. But if you be like, "Oh, you cuss too much," yep, you know, I know you ain't ready to do shit. I learned that from Bobby Hemmett. I say whatever the fuck I want to say because whoever is not on this wavelength of doing the work themselves, they're gonna expect me to heal them because of my nice verbiage, right? I'm gonna attract, you know, all these weirdos. Is like, you can heal me, hood, because you know everything spiritual. Fuck out of my face, bitch. I'm not going to help you do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I can't help you do nothing because if you want to smoke crack and I'm giving you high vibrational frequencies, it's not going to fucking matter. The heroin, the crack, the drugs, the food, all that shit, it don't matter about spirituality because that be motherfuckers gods, bro. And ain't nothing that nobody can do. And that's be the reality, bro. But motherfuckers don't want to deal with the reality because, like, it's going to be hard work to heal that relationship between your mom and your dad. That's going to be the one right there. That's going to take centuries, many lifetimes to heal to get to the reality of it. So if you ain't doing that work, shit, everything else is a placebo.
Nah, real talk. And to even like go into what we were just talking about with the whole misinformation, if you ever want to know truth, is by going within. And I just want to show this real quick. And just a Bible verse. It's Proverbs 8:17. And I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently find me. So it's just like if you want to know, just dive into yourself, and that's the one thing you always gonna hear, but it's hard for some people to do. Are you willing to step into the darkness of yourself? But and on that note, since we was talking about one thing that's you gotta understand about spirituality, right? Is understanding your partners and this shit, right? So if you got a partner that's gaslighting you and that's on your ass, well, here's something for it. I was trying to be cool, thought that shit was gonna pop up. Here you go, yeah.
So I'm at the gas station, right? And this joint, she pull up in the 2024 S-Class Benz. She come over and she starts spitting game. I'm like, okay. She she balling. She's saying all the right things. She asked me out to lunch. I'm like, bet, we can go out to lunch. And she said, I'll come pick you up. I'm like, okay, she already coming off proper. Bet. When she come pick me up in the 2021 Camry. I'm like, yo, what happened to your Benz? She gonna say it's in the shop. I'm like, all right, let me not judge. Let me give it a chance and shit. So, I'm like, all right, let's just go. We get to the restaurant and it's Red Lobster. I'm like, yo, what we doing here? She's like, what you mean? What, you don't like seafood? I'm like, no, I like seafood, but not from Red Lobster. I only eat at 4-star and up. And she's like, what? I'm like, yo, what I look like? Some bum ass nigga? She said, I thought we was going to split the bill. I'm like, split the bill? Right there, I got up and left. All right. I'm like, yo, what I look like, some bum ass nigga? Listen, if you ain't got 6 figures, you ain't getting with this nigga. I got 20 followers on TikTok. I'm buzzing right now. Girl, who you think you talking to? Soft guy Eric.
Hey, he did say $20, G. I mean $20. So look, if you got now, what's up with the double standards, right? Because as a man, you're gonna be expected to pay for the whole meal. You're gonna be expected to pull up, pick up, all types of shit, right? But like, what? A lot of people do shit for like to get something in return. So why don't you never do shit for reciprocation? To skillfully build something, why can't you like take turns in reciprocating? Or am I not making sense of it?
I mean, shit. It's like reciprocation. It might sound good, but it's like psychology. A relationship is psychology. So, do you want to go out to dinner, or do she want to go out to dinner? And you can't say both of us want to go out to dinner. Like, is a like if you want to go out to dinner, you gonna be like, hey, let's go out to dinner. Let's go. You ain't even going to be like how much you got on it or nothing. You'll be like, if you got the money, you got the time, you got the energy, you going to say, let's go out to dinner. You going to do it. Now, on the other hand, if your girl want you to take her out to dinner, then she want to go to dinner. So then it's kind of confusing, right? So, like it's one of two things. You could take her out to. This is just reality. Nobody gonna like what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna say it. If you take her out to dinner, just because she want to go out to dinner, then you a simp. Like you a loser. You a lame. You fucking up the ecosystem of life. Because if she want to go out to dinner, think about it. We live in now I'm just saying, you went to school with men and women, and when they gave you your grade, they didn't say this is the girl grade and this is the boy grade. when you at work and it's a girl that's your supervisor telling your black ass what to do, you don't say you a girl supervisor, so it's only a certain way that I can listen to you. We live in a world where men and women are equal. So if she wants to go to the dinner, she need to pay for everything if it's her idea. Now, if you taking her out to dinner and you just taking her out to dinner, she want to go, you pay for everything, you are a fuck up. Like you need to rethink life and come at it a different way. Because if you do take her to dinner, she better be having a certain level of how am I going to pay you back? How do I ever pay you back? I guess I'll just put my hair in a ponytail and figure it out, right? Like it got to be something like that because we can't live in a world where we do everything for women and they do nothing for you in return. So sprinkle is just like turning everything that men experience on his head and then be like, ain't that crazy? And don't it sound crazy when a nigga is saying what he's saying? This is a nigga's reality every day. Because the type of nigga that I gotta be to be able to take you to Roof Chris and drop 200 on the meal is exhausting. And then you going to act like the way that you ever smelt the pussy from the dress when she sit down.
That gang going crazy.
It's like fumigating. You can't really concentrate. Like it's like a mixture of like bath, perfume, and pussy. But you like trying to like order a steak and shit. It's just confusing. So figure out how you gonna reciprocate the nigga so the ecosystem can be balanced. Cause we need balance. Unless we go into school and it's boy grades and girl grades, because I want to be in PE for periods out the school, out the semester, right? And y'all can do math and science, and we can do PE, and we can get the same grade, same graduation. Oh, it ain't like that. We got to get the same credits. Okay, yeah. You either gonna have to pay for this meal, or we doing something real freaky afterwards.
They wasn't ready, gang.
No.
So I'm trying. Let me see if I get this. Let me see if I get this right. So, if I spend my money indiscriminately on you, ultimately, I'm at fault. If you ask me to spend my money and I spend it freely on you, I'm still at fault.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't have the money to spend on you, then I'm all the way at fault. But
you won't even qualify.
But if you broke, but you're pretty, you get a pass. Yeah, y'all gonna have to make this make sense. And the Juju head bun with the Golf 9000 is not enough. That's just not gonna cut it, bro.
It's not
gonna cut it, bro. Like it's damn right nasty. Like that shit is disgusting, bro. Like, so no matter how I spend my bread, I'm a lame, I'm at fault, I'm a simp. And if I don't spend my bread, I'm a bird, I'm broke, I'm a simp. If I got a problem with talking to you about spending my bread, I'm sassy, I'm soft, I'm a simp. Yo, we're gonna have to redefine some of these extrinsic values because y'all winning. Like the women is winning. Like they winning, like regardless of anything else that we go through, they winning, bro.
No, let's say this: the men are losing, right? Let's say that because men don't know psychology. They don't understand that they have to purport authority, even if they have to be an authority to say, "I'm not about to take you out to eat. We about to cook. We about to meal prep for the week. We about to cook a one pot meal. We about to eat this for the next 3 days because the economy fucked up." Is you like, oh yes sir, that do make sense. We don't gotta go out to eat. You gotta be like that in your relationship. If it ain't that in your relationship, you're losing. She's not winning. What is she winning? She's not winning. Nobody. She's single. He's single. Because there's no authority. Think about a relationship where there's no authority. If it's a bad idea or it's a good idea, there's no real execution. Nobody's gonna say yes or no. There's no veto. There's no. This is the direction that we're going. So if there's no authority,
like a spinning free for all, like
it's drama. It's how we feel about each other. In the day, like that's crazy. That's crazy. Think about that. How your bitch feel about you right now is the end all determiner of whether you got a girl. How she feels about you. Not her fault, your fault, because you're not really determining whether or not she's fucking with your authority or not. Because you think she looks good.
I remember someone saying that women just love what's in front of them.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that because she love you for the most. That happens, bro. That happens. I got a lot of exes. They don't never call my black ass. They don't give a fuck about me. They laid up with somebody. They used to love me, call me daddy, all types of. I'll never leave you. They got a whole new nigga, laid up, So it's like, gotta be careful with that because it's not about love. It's about respect. You don't want love. You want somebody to really value your life as a human being. So, say for instance, you're not rich, right? You make a certain amount of money. Well, a girl that love you don't give a fuck, right? It's a girl that love you don't care how much money you make, right? But society will tell you, I need a man like this, I need a man like that. But you can bear witness to girls that fall in love with you and don't care one bit about how much money you got. That's what you got to really tap into. You got to get girls to really love you as a human being, as a man, as a person. Not if you can take them out to eat, not if you can do all of these particular extracurricular activities, because a human being is going to say, if we do all of these extracurricular activities, we're going to be broke because this nigga is not rich. I love him, but he's not rich. So why would I love him? He's not rich, want him to take me out to eat or shame him for not having money when I love him. Like we're connected emotionally. We're connected spiritually. I'm loyal to him. I'm committed to him. That's something that it's sad, but your generation, you probably never going to experience because nobody is instilling those values. And you literally have to be taught that, right? You have to grow up in a world where people is locking in with people and you can see it. Now, if everybody that you see is fucking niggas like that game that you play in the arcade where the hop whack-a-mole, hopping dick to dick, trying to hit it. and this is what you see, then you gonna be like that and it's gonna be normal, but that doesn't create healthy relationships. And that's why it's just like it's not a gender war. It's just men don't know what to do in relationships because we want to love a woman and have her love us, but you got to be authority. So in authority, a girl can say, "Get the fuck out of here, you lame ass nigga. Ain't nobody gonna respect your authority." You say, "Good," because I still like you not wanting to be under my authority is not going to change my desire to want to be in that position. So you got to keep that energy with yourself and live that way. And naturally your money gonna get up, you gonna look good, you gonna do better in life, and you gonna become more attractive. So when a girl does talk to you, it's like, yeah, we can fuck around, but this is how shit goes when you fucking with me. Like most men don't even think like to even come at a woman like that because we be so awestruck by the fact that she wearing them motherfucking TikTok leggings, or girls they go to the fucking store and they be like jeans to make your butt stick out, and niggas we dumb as hell, we be like, ooh, she got a fat ass. No, she bought them jeans to make her ass look that way, nigga.
Mhm.
Like you can't be off a girl's beauty and then you bring her into your life and she's not gonna respect your authority, not gonna respect your vision. She's gonna like you, love you, and then guess what? When you do something she don't like, she has no duty to you, nigga. So all she can do is fucking flip out, tell you get the fuck out of here, or I'm leaving, we're never talking again, I'm blocking you, weird shit, and you wasted your time, energy, and resources because you didn't know what to even look for in a relationship. No, these hoes ain't winning, man. We just losing as men. We really losing.
Yeah, I like your explanation a lot better than I like mine.
Ooh, he got the yeah. But nah, I just we just bring this up because this is understanding that one thing about being spiritual is your relationships. So it's just like if we don't talk about that, then are we really diving into something real within it? So
Probably not.
but I just want to say shout out to the team, shout out to everybody. If anybody got any questions, got any things they want to ask before we close out the show for tonight, please go ahead and drop it in the comments. We love spiritual questions. We love the conversation. We've been having a fire conversation tonight. So be on the lookout for the next episode and the next Substack article, the Occult 7. We got that going live. So, and articles we read was pretty fire tonight, man.
Yeah,
You're not gonna have
we
a lot of gentlemen talk about.
I'm going jumping in on Pascal this week. So
Pascal Beverly is coming up, so go ahead, be ready to check that out. But we go ahead have some have a little chill moment, just in case anybody want to drop any questions before we shake. So go ahead, y'all. Spiritual, whatever, astrology, tarot, your experience you just had recently. I think someone had a question up here earlier.
back to y'all in a couple of days. As soon as we build up this next go round. Appreciate the time and the space for y'all coming out.
So we got one person talking about is it a spiritual meaning of being born with a twin? It's Vedic Gemini sun and a tropical Cancer sun. So my thing is on a twin note is like understand the connection you and your twin got and like really build it because it's so many movies that talk about twins. Think about Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. And like I know y'all be like, man, this boy be watching some cheese ball ass shows, but like look, be for real. Be for real with me. Be like, be fucking for real with me. If you really understand the messages that they be trying to tell us, then you'll be like, okay, I'll watch like a good 3, 4, 5 episodes just to see what they're saying. I'm not saying watch a whole season, but you should watch that Angel because that talk about a lot of magical shit. But anyway, I digress. So, but also think about Gemini too to get a deeper understanding of your twin relationship, right? You got Castor and Pollux, right? If you understand the definition, understand Gemini in that story and that meaning, and then relate to your life card, because if you want to understand it like a deeper meaning, like even with the esoteric sciences, right? If you understand your life card, you just literally take your birth date, You add it up, and you get your number, and that will represent a tarot card, and that'll give you a deeper meaning with a Hebrew letter, and just something you can practice and understand. Because the things you and your twin could do, only YouTube can tell and tell us. There's so much shit we can tell you to dive into, but it's the relationship you guys build with each other to do more. Because like you say, you opposite in your ways. Castor and Pollux was opposite, but come together as one. I mean, you see so many places that talk about Gemini's period, and I'm not talking about the character, but I'm talking about like the story of Gemini and then like of the power of twins. So research it and come back and let us know, because that's gonna be the fun part. Maybe we got some more comments. Oh, that's just Casher showing love. Shout out to Casher. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Tay Dreamin'. Go check them out. My boy Brandon got a cookbook. Y'all should go look at that. He's a big pasta co with the pasta meals. Check him out. Check out Tay Dreamin'. She very creative. Always got something she drawing. So, but appreciate everybody watching. We go ahead and bounce out. Appreciate all the questions. Everybody showing tonight. Please check out the Substack. Like and share. I know we talk about we got Orishas and spirits with us, but you know they can only do so much. So please share the show, and we appreciate y'all. But have a great night. Enjoy y'all weekend. Peace.